Excellent. Everything is looking good. All right, tightening this up ever so slightly. All right. Okay, it is Saturday, December 14th, 2024. This is day 11, I think, of the journey, these journal entries. Yeah, so a third of the way into the project, 30 days. I'm giving myself 30 days trying to do daily practice. I have missed a few days because life. Um, and uh, and I'm recording these sessions so that I can then listen back on them in addition to practicing the warm-up exercises and all of that, and working through tongue twisters to try and improve clarity of speech. I'm listening to the tone that I'm using when I'm speaking, um, and just trying to analyze what I'm doing, how I'm sounding, and make adjustments and try and improve my voice. All of week one, I guess I was listening back, but not listening critically and identifying specific things that I was seeing or hearing that I wanted to try and improve next session. Which, I guess for like the very first week of ever doing anything ever, you're just getting used to it. So, um, yeah, so that was me just sort of getting used to doing vocal exercises. But after my last session, I was going through and I was um, watching myself and listening to myself, and I definitely have an accent when I speak um, that I will need to work on. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything about that without some outside guidance and help beyond the internet and YouTube. There isn't a lot of useful stuff that is at least easily locatable on YouTube, beyond basic introductory vocal warm up exercises. If you want to try and do anything, take yourself anywhere beyond that, I don't think you're going to be able to do that without some kind of coaching or course. I'm really leery about the courses, mostly because the only courses I have done have been through Udemy, and maybe I just had bad luck, but the Udemy courses that I have paid for, thankfully not very much, were I got what I paid for. They just weren't very good. Maybe there are outstanding Udemy courses and I'm just not buying them because I'm cheap. I don't know. But one thing that I did pick up on as I was watching my last session and listening to it is that my mouth, when I speak, I think I kind of keep it small. Do I have a small mouth? I don't know. But I was noticing that when I was focusing on speaking the tongue twisters clearly or whatever, like I need to let my mouth move more. And I think that that is something that I am going to have to like think very consciously about doing while I'm speaking. Like right now, I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to let my mouth be wider open and have more movement when I am speaking so that, I don't know, maybe that will help with the accent if I just use my mouth more while I'm speaking. So I'm really thinking about, in my brain, I feel like I am over exaggerating every mouth motion right now while I am speaking. It will be very interesting to see when I go back and watch and listen after this session if it looks as exaggerated as it feels while I am doing this. But that is going to be one of my ongoing goals all throughout this second week, is to speak with I'm going to say, because I don't have the vocabulary terms, speak with a bigger mouth than I usually do. I'm sure I'll watch myself forget that goal as I get into these exercises, but hopefully I will remember to readjust. Okay, anyway, so let's jump in. So neck and shoulder rolls. When I reach in front, I try to force a stretch across my back, across my shoulder blades, as I pinch my shoulders tight together. And then pull my scapula. In the last few days, I feel as if I have fallen off the water bandwagon a bit. Or I guess maybe more accurately, falling off the hydration bandwagon. Because it's not like I've been drinking things other than water. I just don't think I've been drinking enough. And voice aside, as a science teacher, I know hydration is actually the best thing that we can do for ourselves. See, I'm trying to speak more clearly, use that accent. Hydration is the best thing that we can possibly do for ourselves. It impacts everything in our bodies. Everything. Across the board. Cognitive skills impacted by hydration. Athletic performance, obviously, influenced by hydration. Voice, influenced by hydration, which is relevant to this project. So yes, trying to recommit to intentional hydration, drinking lots of water. Massage out cheeks and gum chews to warm up the jaw. Premature with the headphones. All right. Also, trying not to forget about posture and breathing. This probably looks ridiculous. It feels really good though. I will admit. This really honestly feels like it's doing nothing. I don't know what it's supposed to be doing. That last part. Gum chews. I think I forgot to do all of this in my last entry. Maybe that's why it wasn't a good entry. Okay, gum chews. A little bit of crinkly in my jaw when I open it. No pain, just a little crinkly, no popping or snapping or anything. Okay. Soft, resonant humming. When do I do my tongue warm-ups? Later. Okay. Just making sure. I reorganized my notes so that I would stop getting lost in them. Low resonant humming. Time for these. Okay. That was a thing that I just heard. Did you hear that? I swear I heard my own like stomach gurgle really loud. Sorry. Mm, mm, that feels awful. I might be hitting that note, but not well. There it is. It's involved. I have to lower my larynx to get it. It's probably inaudibly soft, but I'm hearing it. All right. Basic lip trills while shaking my head no. All right, let's back up a little bit. I actually have a time set for these, and I'm going to use my watch to attempt to adhere to them. High to low lip trills while shaking my head no. That's 30 seconds. Low to high notes with that shoulder raise. All right. What if I can't do it without my fingers? That's 30 seconds. It's really hard to do without cheating with my fingers. All right. Now, lip trills up and down a scale. I only give myself 30 seconds for this. I don't know if that's enough time. Let's find out. Well, 30 seconds got me up. I'll give myself another 30 seconds to come back down. Seconds. Tongue strengthening exercises. I don't know why I put a 1-minute timer on this. I should cross that out. These exercises take way longer than 1 minute. Oh, wait. Cheating. Tongue trills first. Okay. My lips feel so buzzy right now. Okay. Now tongue strengthening exercises. finally remembered. Whew. Noticeably fatiguing exercise. All right. Yeah. Yeah, exercises. These are new this week. 5-note scale up and down. Yeah should be a clear ya sound. Yeah. Exercises. I'm going to try and keep my mouth very open for this. Okay. All right, and to help me figure out how to use my mouth more, the QEQRs. QEQR, 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 QEQR. All right. Tongue twisters. 10 typical tough tongue twisters to try. 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 Am I not saying it fast enough? I feel like I am. 10 typical tough tongue twisters to try. 10 typical tough tongue twisters to try. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. That's going to drive me crazy that I spelled off wrong. Okay. All right, let's see. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. Round the rough and rugged rock, the ragged rascal rudely ran. A proper copper coffee pot, 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 a proper copper coffee pot. It's interesting. I feel like my voice pulls into the back of my throat when I say that. I'm trying to release it. Doesn't feel like I'm being very successful though. A proper copper coffee pot. It's the copper part that, like, I don't know. Anyway. Truly rural, 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 truly rural. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather better. 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 Better. Wetter, better, weather, weather, better. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather better. Surely Sylvia swims, shrieked Sammy, surprised. Someone should show Sylvia some strokes, so she shall not sink. Surely Sylvia swims, shrieked Sammy, surprised. Someone should show Sylvia some strokes, so she shall not sink. Surely Sylvia swims, shrieked Sammy, surprised. Someone should show Sylvia some strokes, so she shall not sink. Last one. She sells seashells by the seashore. The seashells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. She sells seashells by the seashore. The seashells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. She sells seashells by the seashore. The seashells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. She sells seashells by the seashore. The seashells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. Gonna stop there. I don't have anything to read that I want to read. I think I'm just gonna pull a book off of my shelf and just try reading out of it. Let's just grab something. This is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I actually highly recommend this book in and of itself. Okay, let's reading. Let's do a bit of reading. And again, I'm going to be trying to use my whole mouth. This is the opening of the chapter, Allegiance to Gratitude. There was a time, not so long ago, when my morning ritual was to rise before dawn and start the oatmeal and coffee before waking the girls. Then I would get them up to feed the horses before school. That done, I would pack lunches, find lost papers, and kiss pink cheeks as the school bus chugged up the hill, all before filling bowls for the cats and dog, finding something presentable to wear, and previewing my morning lectures as I drove to school. Reflection was not a word frequently in my mind in those days. One more time. That was a cold read, by the way. Okay, here we go. There was a time not so long ago when my morning ritual was to rise before dawn and start the oatmeal and coffee before waking the girls. Then I would get them up to feed the horses before school. That done, I would pack lunches, find lost papers, and kiss pink cheeks as the school bus chugged up the hill, all before filling bowls for the cats and dogs, finding something presentable to wear, and previewing my morning lecture as I drove to school. Reflection was not a word frequently on my mind those days. One more time, really slowing it down. There was a time, not so long ago, when my morning ritual was to rise before dawn and start the oatmeal and coffee before waking the girls. Then I would get them up to feed the horses before school. That done, I would pack lunches, find lost papers, and kiss pink cheeks as the school bus chugged up the hill, all before filling bowls for the cats and dog, finding something presentable to wear, and previewing my morning lecture as I drove to school. Reflection was not a word frequently on my mind those days. Okay, last time. There was a time, not so long ago, when my morning ritual was to rise before dawn and start the oatmeal and coffee before waking the girls. Then I would get them up to feed the horses before school. That done, I would pack lunches, find lost papers, and kiss pink cheeks as the school bus chugged up the hill, all before filling bowls for the cats and dog, finding something presentable to wear, and previewing my morning lecture as I drove to school. Reflection was not a word frequently on my mind those days. All right, that's all I'm doing for this session. Okay, so another journal entry in the books.